reason, and a reason for everything. I'm going above and beyond, so I'm not gonna go above and beyond. No, 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 no. You know right from wrong. You know how you felt. Cause that on.
I want to
listen to me.
I want to shake him, and sometimes I just want to choke her, because here you have a man that's really trying to be in this marriage and to help you, and you demean him. And what's your problem?
Yeah, I want to choke him too.
I do. I get so mad, but then I have to step back and say, hey, I have so much that I have to maintain in my own life that I cannot be overly consumed with something that he's willing to sustain. If you like it, I love it. That has to be my philosophy, because I don't know how else to help him.
Well, in this particular article, domestic violence against men, there's a section that addresses what are the characteristics of women who are abusive and violent. And it said could be some sort of drug abuse, psychological disorders, unrealistic expectations, assumptions, and conclusions. So often these women will typically experience repeated episodes of depression, anxiety, frustration, and irritability. So
that sounds like maybe what they're going through.
Yeah.
All right, we have another caller on the line, and after we take this call, we're going to take a break. When we come back from our break, we're going to talk about options for men who are being abused. So we're going to listen to our
Kill the woman, kill her, kill. Oh, I'm sorry.
We do not endorse the comments of Adrian Kuther at this station. We do not condone violence. We do not condone murder.
Cheryl, I wanted to say that the United Way have a domestic violence down at 100 Edgewood.
Okay.
The lady can contact the United Way down at 100 Edgewood. They have domestic violence program.
Oh, great. Thank you, Brookhaven, for calling in with that. And for that caller that called in and needed some resources. I hope you heard that. That's the United Way on Edgewood. Our caller just called in and said that they do offer domestic violence assistance, so please don't give up.
Find the Women's Resource Center, which is a group that was on the show a couple of years ago.
I think we have one more call, so we're going to take this last call, and then I think we're going to go to break. All right, thank you, caller, for calling Real Women, Real Issues.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I just wanted to find out is your sister-in-law, is she experiencing bipolar? Or do you know if she has a medical diagnosis? Because the husband may know, and he might not be sharing that with you guys. Maybe that's why he's putting up with the ordeal that he's putting up with. Does he, I know you don't, I know you want to respect the boundaries of their marriage, and you don't want to go too far, but you're worried about your brother. But I was like, she's bipolar. She
I believe
and therapy.
I believe that she is either bipolar or schizophrenic, and I would seek to medicate her myself, but I'm trying to stay out of it. But I don't know that she's necessarily been diagnosed with anything. But that's something that I definitely can share with him, and I'm sure that he and I will have more conversations. And so, I'll try to encourage him and actually ask him, has he considered the fact that she may be a little mentally ill?
We have a caller.
You're quite sure you don't think he knows that?
I'm sure he knows that, but sometimes you have to encourage people and push them a little bit. Son, I'm gonna call him son because I'm the older sister. I know we have a caller on the line.
Well, wait a minute. The caller on the line actually works with domestic situations.
Oh, okay.
Hi, caller.
Hi. I actually work for a local domestic violence agency in the Metro Atlanta area, and I was also hoping to not only comment on what you guys have all been discussing and the pervasive issue of domestic violence, not only among men but also women, and also to provide some information to the community about the organization that I work for and its services in Fulton and Gwinnett counties.
Okay.
Can you give the number?
Yeah, sure. So we actually have two different numbers, but either one will get you connected with our organization. We're called Partnership Against Domestic Violence.
I think I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the largest nonprofit domestic violence agency in the state of Georgia, and we serve most of Metro Atlanta. And our crisis line numbers, the main one is 404-873-1766. and there's someone manning that, or womaning that crisis line 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that can provide information not only about domestic violence itself, but provide information about support groups, public benefits assistance, child services. We can also provide referrals for counseling if that is appropriate. And we can also safety plan with the women or men that do call and that still maintain those abusive relationships.
I have two questions for you. The first question is, we would like to invite you to come on the show and talk a little more about domestic violence and offer some alternatives for those individuals who are experiencing abuse. So we would like to contact you directly and have you come on the show and enlighten us.
Yes. If you can hang up and after she finished and call back and leave your number.
Okay.
All right. Now the second question is, we're talking about domestic violence against men. And I'm really curious to know how many men actually show up and talk about the abuse that they're experiencing in, at the hands of their intimate partner.
I think that while our organization primarily does serve women, we definitely do see men that are calling in saying that they're being abused by their intimate partner, whether it be a female or a male.
Right. Okay.
I think that we do see a good amount, although I would say 85% of the women that or the people that call our crisis line are females.
Okay.
So that gives you about 15% males, and men have some very extensive barriers that they have to face when they're trying to escape an abusive relationship. As men, they're expected to have to be the man of the house, to be the master of the castle. And by them going in and saying, I'm actually being emasculated by my partner, that's a really tough thing to have to go and say to someone, whether it be a domestic violence crisis line, their friend that they were hoping to turn to in the time of need, or a family member. It's really hard for people to leave just due to that alone, not only the fact that there are very limited resources out there to serve men as well.
Now, I have a question, and I meant to ask it earlier because I was speaking with a male discussing this topic, and he made the statement, if a man is getting abused, it must be someone who is gay. So is that a myth that only gay men get abused?
Get out of here.
Or, can you elaborate on that from what you've seen?
Yeah, I can't be like the end-all be-all on this subject, of course, but I definitely think that is a complete myth.
Okay.
Men of, completely macho football player type men can also be abused, as well as what most people would perceive as effeminate men can also be abused by their partner. Just like any type of person can be an abuser, any type of person can also be a survivor of domestic violence. So, all perceptions aside, anyone could technically be a survivor of domestic violence.
Great. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
We're gonna go to a break, and when we return, we're gonna talk about the options that are available for men who are being abused, and we're still gonna go back to some of those statistics. We didn't get those out, so we're gonna cover some of those statistics when we return. We want you to stay tuned and listen out for more information. We'll be right back.